Your what's good, Josh? Your boy Bad C, aka Nicholas Cage, aka Larry J. Blige. We in the building with another episode of your favorite song. Where I sit down with your favorite artist and I ask them, "Look, what's your favorite song, B?" And then guess what? Then I tell them what my favorite song is. That's it. I got the concept. All right, cool. Tonight my guest, man, look, I'm so honored to have the God on the show because I've been a fan for a really long time. We ran in the same circles. You know, he a little more universal. You know what I'm saying? Dude is like the ambassador of this shit. You feel me? But his pen game is mean and always has been mean. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Napoleon the Legend. What's good, brother?
Salute, man. Backseat. I'm honored to be here, man. And likewise, man, I'm a fan of what you do. You always been destroying and bombing them. You like one of them unheralded legends in the game like
Yeah.
that. So respect.
Appreciate that, man. Yo, it's crazy because I was thinking about you and thinking the exact same thing. What I like about you is you're one of those, how can I say it? You're one of those MCs that everybody know is fire. You didn't really totally get the flowers you deserve yet, but you're fire, but you're below the rate, just like me. Fire below the radar, but you know what I'm saying? Like I really see you as in my class. Like it's almost like I'm looking at it like it's like we graduated in the same class. We in the same school picture, got the same
Right.
teacher. That's how I feel. We was in the same lunchroom. Like that's how I
Right.
feel in the MC school. You know what I'm saying? So you
Appreciate that,
you
man.
and and on top of that, you know, we gotta big up my brother PH. Yo, you word. You he spoke of you a lot, you know, and this was before I even got to actually meet you. You know what I'm saying? But he
Right,
spoke
right.
of you a lot, and he's actually the one that kind of put me on to you. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
that's wild.
Fact,
See,
facts.
I wouldn't have known that if nobody has told me that before. You know, I've
Hmm.
always had good encounters with PH. I remember the last time I think Bizarro brought me on stage. Like I wasn't even supposed to perform at a function that PH was throwing, and I like I tore it down that night. That was like the first time in Brooklyn where I'm like, okay, now they're about to recognize who I am, and
Yeah,
PH through that event. So I appreciate him for that, and also I rocked the bells. I think it was 2010. He gave me a wristband to get on Governor's Island, and I was with the grind time or whatever the battle thing.
yeah. Facts,
So
facts.
so we went on that little boat to Governor's Island together. So rest in peace, PH, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Like I ain't gonna hold you. I it still fucks with me every day, bro. Like I see him, I hear him. He talks to me every day, bro. Like he executive produces every album I do, bro. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
you know, shout the dude, man. You know what I mean? My guy. So before we get into everything, um, I'm gonna tell you what my favorite song for you is, right? So it was tough because your output, you got a lot of output, just like, you know, just like myself. Um, very consistent. It's like I can't really find no holes and no chinks in anything. Like it's almost like you hit a zone and you're just there. You know what I'm saying? Like just that's it. We just knocking shit out. And from an artist point of view, I understand that zone. I understand it. It's kind of hard to explain, but when you're in that zone, and this zone for the people listening that's not artists, this zone can last for a long time. It's not like it's a zone that comes and goes. You know how zones like I feel hungry, I'm in a hungry zone. I'm in. No, it's not a temporary. Like this zone can last, yo. So kind of long winded, but my favorite song from you is Emperor's Come.
Okay. Okay.
Yo, you went crazy on that, bro. I mean, you always go crazy, but it was something about that record. Like that record
when I put it on, it's a vibe. Like it just puts it, and it's hard. You going crazy, but it's hard. Like you can pull the Scully down, but it's hard. You know what I'm saying? But you going crazy, but it's hard. Tell me about that record, man. Who produced it? Well, where was you at in your mind when you made that?
Right, interesting record. I forgot about that one. When we go to where we go, like I can't have all my songs in mind. That was produced by a Canadian producer named Sprox. Shout out to him, based out of Toronto. And I was introduced to him by Steph Dash Nash, who's my homegirl in Canada. And she put us together, and he just started sending me beats. And we created an album called Holy Grail that was pressed up by Tough Gong. We got the vinyl and everything. And that was like, it just had the intro vibe. You know, I love ill intros when I do albums. You know what I'm saying? Ever since like the Stillmatic intro is like one of my top joints. And, you know, Jay-Z used to have the ill intros too. And I just wanted to give the extra dimension of like, when I said the emperor's coming, I wanted to have that ominous, it had that ominous feeling where I'm just telling people, I'm warning people like, yo, I'm here. Because this is a game where nobody's gonna give it to you. You know better than anybody. Nobody's gonna give you anything here. You kind of have to take your place and impose yourself as to where you feel you stand within the game. And then either you persuade people or convince them or not. You know, either you got it, you don't got it. So me, it's my way of just stepping in and being like, look, I'm here and just be careful. You know what I'm saying? And then I wanted the pen game to be extra sharp on that one when it came to the metaphors, when it came to the flow. But I think the hook really gave the mood of like where I was, the atmosphere I was trying to create on that album. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of like that was kind of my mind frame when it was like, sometimes it's like I just want to share something. I have something in my heart. Sometimes it's like, yo, man, I need to show these motherfuckers what time it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was my energy going into that record. Like, yo, man, I don't really think they understand what type of dude they dealing with when they dealing with me. And so I just try to give it to them on that level and into that record with that mind state.
Dope. So I want to ask you, how'd you get your name? Like, what's the significance around your name?
Well, the name, it was given to me. I didn't really choose the name. I grew up in the Maryland, DC area, and I used to be a basketball fanatic, you know, before this rap stuff. And I'm short, and people used to call me Napoleon because I used to be like a trash talker. I used to talk a lot of trash. I used to be very aggressive. I was a point guard, but I always take it in the lane. I used to do a lot of stuff. I was a scoring point guard. So people call me Napoleon because it's like the attitude I had. And when I started rapping, I just kept it. I'm like, it was natural. And one day I was rapping and I just said Napoleon the legend in the intro like that. It wasn't even my name. I just said it and it just rolled off, you know what I'm saying, naturally.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, you know what? Let me keep that because I'm projecting myself in the future. Even though I was nowhere, I had nothing, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I already call myself a legend. Yo, you know, let me take it there and let me see if I can fulfill that destiny. You know what I mean? So it just kept pressure that I have to always do better. I'm disappointed if I do something that's mediocre. It's like I can't do that. You know what I mean? I can't play myself like that. It got to be legendary. So it just kept my standard high and to always push higher and higher and higher.
Yo, that's ill. That's ill. That's ill. Because like when you say that you was playing ball and you was aggressive point guard, I could see the correlation from that to you being an MC. Like it's the same, you know what I'm saying? Putting the points up on the board, you bringing the ball up, basically running the floor. You know, you could tell that attitude in the music. You know what I mean? You could tell you a point guard. Like you ain't
you ain't no. Like I used to put it down. Like in DC, like I played pickup with Allen Iverson. I played pickup with Walt Williams, Jerome Williams, all the DC stars and all that from the area. I've played with all of them. You know what I'm saying? I used to hold it down. Moochie Norris. For those that know, like check those names out. I played ball like every weekend with these dudes. You know what I'm saying? So I used to play at a high level, and but basketball is a competitive sport. I didn't really have a chance due to my stature and a lot of things. However, with music, I could be whoever I want on a record, and it's just about how ill my language is and the thoughts that come into my brain. You know what I mean?
And you about 7 feet tall on the record, bro.
That's how I see myself. Shit, yeah. I see myself at 7 feet tall when I'm walking around. That's how I feel.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Yeah.
Then I might see a picture of myself like, damn, the other dude is
like, oh shit.
but if you was in my own head, I'm feeling like DMX and Belly in that intro scene when I walk into a spot. It's just how it is.
Yeah. I feel you 100%, 150%, man. So now here's the point everybody been waiting for. They don't give a fuck what my favorite song is. Everybody is here to find out from you. Now listen, this could be a song on a hard drive that never came out. This could be a song that you was featured on. This could be a song, you might make beats on the low. You might have did the beat for somebody or whatever. But to Napoleon the Legend, what's your favorite song?
Yeah, very, very difficult question because you got me sifting through mentally like my whole catalog. And it might be several favorites depending on my mood. But I'm gonna go with a different type joint. I'm thinking of a song. I did an album called Bronze Saints, and I was sampling music from an anime, Japanese anime called Saint Seiya, which I remember since I was a child watching that. So the melodies was in my head. So I sampled it. I produced the whole thing myself. And there's a song in there called Wailing Wall. And it's a very simple beat I produced myself. It's just like a piano, very emotional. And the reason why I like that song is that the melody itself is ingrained since I was a child, because that's when you watch that anime, that's you hear that in the back. And it was the emotional parts of the anime that melody would come in. And I was very, very personal. It's a very personal song where I talk about things that happened in my childhood and my family, like how, my sister went missing when I was young, things like that. The things I never talked about anywhere on interviews or anything, but I put it in the song because it came like as I was writing. You know how you write? I'm at a point I don't even think when I write. Like, let's get it clear. Like, it's not like I have an outline or anything. I'm sitting down. I hear the beat. It takes me where it takes me. Whether it's a story, whether it's bars that don't mean nothing, where I'm just talking, But I just got very personal, and it's like, the chorus. I'm like, if I fall, I'm gonna get up 100 times, and I know you can feel that. You know what I mean? Because it's like peaks and valleys. This game, it's success and failures, but it's a lot of failures, and we always. The society wants us, and the hip hop so-called mainstream culture and culture in general wants us to always look like we're winning, but that's not the reality of the human experience. Like, so Wailing Wall is like kind of like, the tears. I drank tears to get to where I'm at. And sometimes I still drink tears, and so it holds that sentimental value for me when I hear that song.
Yeah. Nah, that's dope. Y'all make sure y'all check that out. Wailing Wall on Bronze Saints.
Bronze Saints, there you go.
The Bronze Saints album. And you produced it.
Yeah, I made the beat and everything. Like, I wanted somebody to produce that, but they were doing it wrong. Like, they were trying to do like crazy chops and stuff. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to keep the melody intact because that's melody from my childhood. Like, I don't need it to be chopped 1,000 times where you can't recognize it. So I decided things like that help my production game, because I'm like, yo, no, that producers ain't giving me the way I want it, so I'm gonna do it myself.
Yeah. All right. So what you got coming up? Like, what can we look forward to?
I got a lot coming up.
I know.
You know what I mean? Well, let's since you know I'm on the show with the Bad Seed, I'm gonna make this announcement first. I got an album coming up in January 14th called Modus Operandi, produced by Just Music Beats, and featuring the Bad Seed on one of the songs. You know what I mean? And that song is hard. This song is called We Ain't Friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you know that's what it is with this game. We ain't friends.
Yeah.
And like so check that out. You know, I have the Bad Seed on it. I have Torre on it. I have Innocent, a Kenaton French rapper, like French legend on it. So it's gonna be a dope album. So I got that coming up next in
Innocent's fire. Innocent's fire.
That joint's hard. I couldn't wait. But you know, I make so much music and I work on different projects at the same time. You know what I mean? So I last year during quarantine, it was the craziest time for me. I was working on like 8 projects at once. And so, because I said yes to so many things, and I'm like, damn, I'm in over my head, but I kept doing it. And so I wish sometimes my projects could come out when I do it, but it just don't happen like that. It's just like I have to put them out in sequence. So it's like that's on the list of things that got to come out, man. Because you know we did that last year, right?
Yeah. Fact.
We got some other joints. You got some stuff on some more future albums that are coming hopefully next year. You know?
And you was on the Devil Reject project that we put out. You was on Pray For Me.
Oh yeah, hell
yeah.
That was a dope concept too.
Fire. Yeah. Before we let you go, tell us a story, because I'm sure you're a fan of artists as well, right?
Right.
So if you could recall, tell us a story of a meeting or an encounter with an artist that you really looked up to, with really, you know, because we all got those.
Right.
Some good, some bad, some indifferent. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I'm gonna tell you, man, who could I talk about, man? You know something that's probably a little different from what people would expect, because you see, I was born overseas, right? And I'm originally from the Comores Islands in Africa. I was born in Paris, France. So growing up, even though I was growing up I was in Maryland, in DC, I was always listening to French rap. And there's a French rap group, a pioneer in French rap, they're called IM, right? They're like pioneers in the French rap game. They brought hip hop to France and really did it a certain way. And one of the main rappers is called Akhenaton. And in 2018, I was invited and put on a list for a show they had at Irving Plaza. And somebody was like, yo, you trying to see an IM show? I was like, hell yeah. Like, I grew up to them. I love these dudes. I'm like, so I got in. I didn't know I was in a VIP section. The show was crazy. They really killed it. I watched a lot of shows and I was like, yo, they killed that. And after the show, they come on my section because it's the VIP. I didn't even expect. So I meet them and I meet Akhenaton, and he's like, yo, man, I'm honored to meet you, man. I love your music. And I was like, word, like this dude knows me? And I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, nah, I'm honored. Like, what are you talking about? But he came at me with such humility, which is not the norm sometimes. Like some dudes be looking at you like, you know, like you an ant or something. You know what I mean? But he came at me with such humility for being a pioneer for 30 years, still doing it. A lot of people don't have careers like that. Very rare. And during the quarantine time, he invited me to get on his album. And he invited me to get on a song where he rap in French, I rap in English, and another version where I rap in French, he rap in English. So it's like, I felt something only I could probably do, you know, not or rare for MCs to do. And then he, 2 weeks later, he calls me, he's like, yo, man, I want to produce like a whole project with you. So then like we did like 24 songs, did the EPs, The Hole in My Heart. And, you know, I was honored, you know, just to work with one of my heroes. And I went to south of France, Marseille, a few times this year. We shot some videos. I got to meet them, and it's like they showed me how to, like an example of how to age in hip hop. Because I've seen a lot of examples of my legends being in New York, being in parties, and see some dudes Asian rather gracefully, and some dudes kind of like, you know, you can see it's hard, or you can see they got left behind, and then you. Sometimes I used to wonder, damn, is this game, are you supposed to end in a bad way? Because I've seen a lot of people end in a bad way. It's just the reality of it. It's a tough game. It's a tough scene. It's like it's hard to be relevant for a long time. And they gave me an example of like, damn, they're aging gracefully. They're grown men. They're not trying to be like kids. They're making music. They're touring, and they're like, you know, human beings, like regular human beings. You know what I'm saying? They're not strung out or anything like that. And I'm like, that's kind of like an example of where I'm trying to be, you know, 10, 20 years from now doing this music. So that was a big thing for me, just to see like a different way of like being around this music that I didn't really see that much in New York. You know what I'm saying? I saw a lot more of a dark side, to be honest with you, in the behind the scenes in New York, of like dudes getting left out. Dude, you were like a big fan of them, and you're like, damn, like they don't really know where they're going anymore, or you know what I'm saying? It's kind of sad to see, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But they showed me the opposite. They showed me like, yo, they thriving. They still doing it. They still releasing music. You know what I mean?
At a high level too.
At a high level, touring, you know, selling out shows, very disciplined. Like these guys work out, you know what I'm saying? They in their 50s out there working out, taking care of themselves. Their families there, they got a balanced life. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Like this is kind of like where I'm trying to envision myself in the future. I want to do this, because you don't want to kill yourself behind this art. And I felt like, damn, maybe you do. That is the plight of an artist. Like you end up just like giving you so much of yourself that you like decrepit and you deteriorate. But it's not. It doesn't have to be that. You know what I'm saying? I saw that from them.
Yeah, man. Yo, shout to them. What's their name? I Am.
Yeah. They did it songs with the Sons of Man back in the days. They did a lot of things, man. They're legends.
Yeah. Yo, I'm gonna make sure I check them out. Y'all make sure y'all check them out as well. Yo, brother, it was very dope having you on the show. I really appreciate you pulling up, stopping by, and I look forward to doing much more records with you. We got to build too, because you know we was talking about doing some things. You know what I'm saying? We was talking about doing some things. I don't think they ready for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're ready for that.
I know when it's gonna be time to build, it's gonna be like clockwork for us, man. Because I know how you get down. I think you see how I get down from even just working together for like, I don't know, 3-4 joints that we've done together. So I already know what it's gonna be. And to be honest with you, every record we did, we sound great on them joints. Like, let's be honest.
If y'all ain't hear them joints, y'all need to go check them joints out, man. Y'all really need to do that, because fire. But again, brother, thank you for coming by. You know what I'm saying? This has been another episode of your favorite song.